Racist chants are what white residents of Rosedale, Queens greeted their neighbors with in 1975. The Spencers they referred to were a black family headed by Tony and Glenda Spencer. The immigrants from London bought their home in the community that was at the time almost entirely white.
We are here to stay as a race, and right now as a people, we are right here, and we're going to stay here. Nobody's going to change that.
That was Glenda Spencer then in the PBS documentary, The Way It Is. This is Glenda Spencer now.
The people at a certain age group has no idea that this took place at all.
She spoke with us about how her family's story has gotten a lot of attention lately. Perhaps you're among the 4.2 million people who viewed this recent Twitter post about the documentary, about the plight of the Spencer family that aired on PBS 43 years ago. But even now, burnt floorboards are visible under the radiator where somebody tried to set fire to the house when the Spencers bought it back then. And after they moved in, one of 2 pipe bombs planted at the home exploded.
If the second bomb had gone off, we would not be here.
It had a note attached.
The note says, "Where your firstborn first, the KKK."
After that, black activists and some whites demonstrated in support of the Spencer family. Equal rights for whites. Dozens of local white residents responded with counter-protests.
They had right on, we got white on.
Police had to stay on scene for a year in eastern Queens, 1975. Fast forward 44 years, and Glenda Spencer thanks the person who repopularized the documentary.
It's excellent that he's doing that to let the people be very much aware what has taken place and is still taking place.
I really thought that people should know about it.
Sola Olasunde, an urban planning grad student, found the documentary video and tweeted sections of it.
I didn't expect it to garner this much attention.
In addition to the 4+ million views since June, it's been shared 62,000 times and gotten more than 100,000 likes, including from influencers like actor Jeffrey Wright. That's because, Olasunde says, it still resonates.
People have this sense of anxiety about people of color growing in numbers in this country, people of color coming in. So, and I do think it's still connected to that.
And people of color have been coming in. Rosedale, since the 70s racial tension, is now 80% black, 5% white, and 15% other ethnic groups. With the change, they've brought household income to 33% above the citywide average, and home values are 50% higher than the city average for detached homes. 2 of every 5 residents here now, like the Spencers, are immigrants.
There was a Haitian gentleman living next door. Down on the Brookville Boulevard, there were people on the main road.
I just want people to, just know their history.
The segment of the documentary Olasunde posted that got the most views featured white children from the neighborhood confronting black children from a nearby neighborhood who were curious about the demonstrations.
People see New York as this, open place that, everyone just accepts each other, which is not so much the case.
Some of the black children were interviewed for the documentary.
We didn't mean to bother anybody. We had a nice we saw a parade, we saw a gathering, so we went down there to see what was happening. All right. I mean, we didn't bother anybody. We weren't looking for trouble. I never even know people around here were like that. I've never experienced anything like this in my life.
A woman who was one of the children in the documentary episode we made contact with, but she's in the hospital right now. And we directly contacted some of the surviving leaders of the white protests. None of them returned our calls. But the person whose move to the neighborhood sparked outrage on what are now quiet streets was interested in comparing that time to now. Her and her husband's decision to make their home here sparked change before he passed away in the late 1990s.
The law came into effect because of what happened to me, that you can't have an organization that says you can't sell to black people.
I just wanted to post it so that people can learn from it, people can know what Rosedale was like at the time.
And even though the neighborhood has changed, the woman who helped change it has a skeptical view of race issues. She says the racism shown in Rosedale in the 1976 documentary, The Way It Is, exists in America.
Look at the title, You know, it was, it is, and it still is.
James Ford, Pix 11 News.